it up, men, but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Welcome to the Rat Hole. We are live. Hello. I almost wasn't live. I mean, I was almost live, but I was almost live when I wasn't here. I went live and forgot to do a couple things. So I had to rush through while my timer was going. Anywho, hello, welcome. I'm here. That's about it. My back is killing me today, which is not good because I have to play quad ball, formerly Quidditch, over the weekend, possibly in the rain. But yeah, this kink in my back can go away anytime now. So yeah, yesterday I played House of Danger, went through chapter 1, and it was good. It wasn't bad. It's good enough that I'm willing to play chapter 2. There's 5 chapters. I definitely won't get to chapter 3 before next week. But who knows? I'm hoping that after this weekend I'll also have some more Super Nintendo games. I'm going up to see my friend Scott, and that's where I got my wrestling ones. So I wrestled for a few. I put those up in my bag so I don't forget them. It's Free RPG Day on Saturday. I'm busy. I'm so sad that I can't make it for Free RPG Day. This year, for the first time in many years, I won't have any coverage of Free RPG Day, which makes me very sad. Hey, timescales. Yeah, for years I've had some form of coverage for Free RPG Day, and this year I won't have any. And it's my own darn fault. They were quite happy to send me stuff, but they didn't have anything left to send me by the time I actually got in touch with them. And because GameCon is on Friday, I can't even go and do it through Warp One, who has sponsored a couple of those videos, letting me open stuff there. I just don't have enough hours in the day and time and availability and brain power, quite frankly. So I'm very disappointed about that, but we are here today. We're going to do chapter 2 of House of Danger, and I got a little bit of time. I'm going to have to take a quick break at some point to switch laundry around. My roommate had some last minute laundry to do. I had some last minute laundry to do before we go to Edmonton for GameCon, and yeah, so we gotta deal with that. All right, so let's just bring this up. So we've made it. Itch. We made it into the house, which was the goal of chapter 1, into the Marsden house. We're gonna adjust this microphone. There we go. I should, before I forget, I should send this to my sister. I can turn that volume down. There. All right. So yes, sound like a full schedule. If I don't type to you before Sunday, have a great Father's Day. Yes, you too. My father passed away a few years ago, so I don't have any Father's Day plans. I'm not even recording on Sunday. Partly because of Father's Day, partly because of other stuff. But we moved our Horses on Film recording by a week. I'm a little disappointed at that. But I am up in Edmonton, so I would have been doing it from Scott's studio again. And that's just I kind of hate doing that to him. Nothing wrong with it. I just hate doing it to him. What is this off kilter? There. All right. So yes, House of Danger. The Mansion. I'm just going to take this out now because I know I'm needed. I looked. It's needed. All right. The Mansion, Chapter 2. You made it. You're inside the Marsden house, the cursed edifice that has haunted your nightmares for weeks. Your trek through the mansion's grounds has left you with far more questions than answers, to the point where you have to wonder if the smart move would be to turn around right now and forget you ever came across this infernal place. You're no quitter, though. You're an aspiring detective and a psychic investigator. You won't give up this case until you find out why a spooky futuristic. It is futuristic. A mansion. I'm like, did I read that right? You'd never seen before somehow found its way into your dreams, and why you got a call from the house this morning. You're standing in a grand foyer. Its modern decor is elegant in its minimalism. Suddenly, a man in a delivery uniform bursts through a set of tall double doors, screaming, "Help! Help! They're after me!" The man cries. He rushes towards you, but had been hit by an invisible hammer. Oh, but suddenly drops to the ground as if he had been hit by an invisible hammer. You dash to his side and hear his breath coming in short gasps that sound almost like sobs. He gives a terrible shriek and lies still. This man has been frightened to death. Continue on page on card 31. Already got it. Hold on. I'm going to stop for half a second. I know. There we go. Now I can breathe. Just then he inhales sharply, jumps to his feet, and bolts past you and out of the house. Yes. This is a great start to a thing where I have to read. You breathe a deep sigh of relief. So not quite to death. Something falls from his clothing as he makes his exit and hits the floor tinkling. You kneel down and inspect the object and discover that it's a small dart, the kind that might. Oh, eyes are watering. What the heck? It's gonna be one of those days. A small dart, the kind that might have come from a blowgun. Whatever this man is afraid of, his fear seems to have been justified. Just how dangerous is this house? As your thoughts swirl, a loud buzzing noise erupts from somewhere beneath your feet, shaking the floor. The noise is so loud it drowns out the gathering storm outside. Just as quickly as it came, the noise stops. It sure sounds like something weird is happening beneath the manor. You're willing to bet that whatever is happening in this place, the answers await you down there. Draw clue card 57 to discover your goal. $57. Chapter 2 goal. Find access to the basement. You don't see any way to a lower level from the foyer. Rather, a sweeping stairway leads upstairs, while the double doors that frightened the frightened man ran through head off to your right. A smaller door, slightly ajar, leads in the opposite directions. There's a picture of the blow dart. If you take the stairs to the second floor, go to story card 39. If you go to the double doors, go to story card 51. If you walk through the smaller doors, go to story card 42. Oh, let's go to 51. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 51. You enter a formal dining room decorated in a modern style. The walls are a deep, moody gray, and the table and chairs are lacquered glossy black. A glass vase containing limp, long-dead flowers sits in the center of the table. Around the table sit 4 men. Their skin and uniforms are all shades of shimmering white and blue, and a wispy aura wafts off them like smoke. They're dressed in Civil War era Union soldier uniforms and talking as if telling stories around a campfire. One has his feet propped up on the table. They don't seem to be aware of your presence. You notice a wooden door that is rattling as if something behind it is trying to escape. Beams of blue light shoot through the keyhole and the wooden slats of the door. There's also a narrow swinging door at the end of the dining room that probably leads to the kitchen. Optional free action. If you are level 2 or higher on the psychic scale, if you want to get closer and listen to their stories, draw clue 48. I am level 2. There's a picture. 48. You creep closer and overhear bits and pieces of conversation. One ghost mentions barely surviving a savage attack and locking the dangerous one in the secret passage between the kitchen and the master bedroom. Finish story card 51. If you quietly open the rattling wooden door with the blue light, go to story card 37. If you sneak past the men and go into the kitchen, story card 54. Oh, let's be dangerous. Let's open this door. Ha. I snuck ahead, flipped it over and looked ahead. You open the rattling door, revealing an impossibly long passage, slightly lit with small beams of blue light. A chill runs through your veins as an apparent apparition materializes in the distance. The ghost wears a tattered robe, and his skin appears to be badly burned. One of his eyes is missing, while the other darts around nervously. He walks straight towards you, brandishing a sword in one hand. You try to run, but your legs refuse to cooperate. You're frozen in place. The spirit continues to approach you. He advances calmly, slowly, moving closer and closer until he's finally upon you. You feel intense pain and then nothing. The end. I died. I died fast. That was fast. Move back 1 space on the psychic scale and return to story card 51. So apparently, I'll just go to the kitchen. 54. The kitchen looks a bit drab compared to what you've seen in the rest of the house. A large blue refrigerator stands lonely against one wall, a heavy chain wrapped around it, holding it closed. The opposite wall is dominated by tall cupboards. Black and white checkered tile covers the countertops of the floor, and a butcher block on the counter is stained a deep crimson from heavy use. On the far side of the room, there's a small door that appears to lead to a wine cellar. Optional challenge. Search the cupboards, draw clue 34. Raise the danger meter by 1 if you lose. Optional challenge. Try to open the fridge. Draw clue 49. Raise the danger meter by 1 if you lose. After the challenges, continue below. Let's search the cupboards. I have to get 3 or better. 6, I succeed. 34. Bonus story choice. The cupboards are entirely empty, but the back of one of them opens to reveal a secret passage and a stairway. Place this new optional story choice at the bottom. All right. I'm going to try to open the fridge. Six. I succeed. 49. A sandwich. You find a delicious looking sandwich in the fridge. Discard at any time to lower the danger meter by 4. Keep this card. A sandwich. Follow the secret package. Go to 59. Go to the wine cellar, 56. Let's go to the secret passage. You enter an extravagantly decorated master bedroom. The dressing table with a fancy mirror sits against one wall across from a canopy bed covered in burgundy silk. The ghost of a Union general sits on the bed, facing away from you. As the floor creaks beneath your step, the ghostly figure turns and leaps to his feet. He has a fearsome scowl on his face and an emptied scabbard on his belt. Coward! Traitor! Thief! He yells as he approaches. There's an open door on the far side of the room, through which you glimpse a bathroom with dark green tiles. You could also retreat back into the hallway to escape the phantom's wrath. Optional free action. If you have clue 2, you may attempt to give it to the ghost. I do not. And I have a feeling that was the sword that was on the statue. If you do so, discard it and draw clue 32. If you do not have clue 2, continue below. Optional challenge. Fight the ghost. Win, draw 51. Raise the danger meter by 2 if you lose. All right. Just be on the safe side. We're going to throw the pocket knife in here. 6. Didn't need to. 51. You swing your fist at the spirit, and you're surprised that your blows actually land. You're really punching a ghost. The fight is long and difficult, and by the end of it, the room's in pretty bad shape. However, the ghost seems impressed with you. That's the best fight I've had in ages, he says. I guess you deserve some answers, then. Lower the danger meter by 4 and go to story card 34. You can only go down 2, so I will. Story card 34. Oh, what a day. Sorry about that. I'm General Henry Marsden of the Union Army. This estate has passed through my family for generations, ever since the first settlers built this town. I regret that I cannot stay long, though our meeting has invigorated me, I must soon return to my penance below. Before I go, however, I will answer any one inquiry you might have. If you ask the ghost about the noises in the basement, clue 28. If you ask the ghost about other ghosts in the mansion, clue 36. If you ask the ghost about your nightmares, draw clue 43. That's a good question. That's a very good question. What do I want to ask? 43. He's going to know nothing. I just know it. The ghost eyes look grim. I would turn back if I were you. The source of those nightmares is something truly frightening indeed. You don't want to tamper with forces that are far beyond you. You won't fare well. Go back to story card 34. There's the ghost. If you return to the hallway, go to story card 40. If you go to the bathroom, card 50. Well, there's no reason I can't go to the bathroom first. You went to the bathroom and closed the door behind you, only to jump about 3 feet in the air when the door suddenly bulges inward and with a loud thud. Frost spreads across the bathroom mirror. You stand so still you almost stop breathing until the frost finally stops spreading. It recedes, and the scary bulging door returns to its normal shape. The bathroom is decorated in various shades of green. It has a clawfoot tub that sits against the wall. There's a hatch in the ceiling. Maybe it leads to the attic. You lean out a small window to see a drain pipe on the house's exterior. Leaning out farther, you see another window through it. Paintings on the wall. The sun is setting. The rain is really coming down now. So climbing down the drain pipe into the gallery would be tricky. Optional challenge. Climb down the drain pipe to the window of the art gallery. Win, lower the danger meter by 4 and go to story card 32. Lose, raise the meter by 1 and try again. If you do not take this challenge, continue below. I'm not going to. That seems like a terrible plan, and I get nothing out of it. I get no benefit. Danger meter is already at the bottom. Skip the drain pipe and climb up into the ceiling hatch. Go to story card 53. I am going the wrong direction. Supposed to be trying to go down. After a short climb, you're in the attic. It's dusty and creepy, and there's another ladder here. The second ladder leads to the roof, but you can see through the window that the storm is really intensified. It's pouring outside now. You poke your head out through the window and discover a stout vine on the outside wall that could easily support your weight. And most importantly, thanks to a wide overhang, climbing out this way would keep you dry. You can see through the French doors on the ground floor that lead to the study. There's a window. If you climb the ladder to the roof, go to 43. If you climb down the vine to the study, go to 33. I'm going to go to 33. Once inside the study, you are shocked to find 12 pairs of eyes staring at you in outrage. You stop dead in your tracks. There are a dozen shady-looking people, all stuffing briefcases with bundles of cold, hard cash. Literally, they're taking money out of ice-filled coolers. You take another step, and all but one of the guys takes off, suddenly spooked. The last one turns and glares at you, but since he's holding his briefcase tightly in both hands, you're pretty sure you can take him. You see a hallway on the other side of the room that might serve to be a quick exit. Optional challenge. Wrestle with the man with the cash-filled briefcase. Win, draw clue 38. Lose, raise the danger meter by 3, and you can try again. All right. I got a pocket knife. 3. I make it. 38. You are currently holding a briefcase that contains more money than Sergeant Morrison and Detective Murphy earn in 2 years. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item. Keep this item, move forward one space on the psychic scale. Finish story card 33. Head down the hallway by drawing clue 45. You race down the hallway past photographs and paintings of an old prison. You reach the end of the hall and find a metal door. Go to story card 60. Chapter 2 goal achieved. You shove the metal door open. When you close it behind you, clang. It sounds like the door of a jail cell slamming shut. You turn to check everywhere you are. There's an elevator. You get in, press the closed door button, and finally get a moment to catch your breath. You can't believe what you've been through so far, but this elevator should be your ticket to the basement. And that should bring you to one step closer to uncovering the mystery of the sounds you heard when you first entered the Marsden house. Now that you know where the elevator is, you wonder if you should go to the basement now or go back and investigate anything you might have missed. Story return. Story return. There are items in this chapter that will be useful later in the story. You can go back and take a risk and go back for anything you missed by following the choices below. If you go to the upstairs hallway, raise the danger meter by 2 and go to story card 39. If you go to the main dining room, raise the danger meter by 2 and go to story card 51. If you go to the solarium, raise the danger meter by 2 and go to story card 48. If you go to the gallery, raise danger meter by 2 and go to story card 32. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to the solarium because that is nowhere to be found. Where is it? 48. Once you've entered the solarium, you notice how the glass panes are in angular shapes that create a spiderweb pattern across the ceiling. There are clay pots with exotic plants on every flat surface. Welcome, you hear a female voice say. We're so glad you found your way here. An elderly woman in a long black dress and white apron glides into view from behind a wall. She appears to be the housekeeper. She raises one finger and curls it towards her, beckoning you. We've been expecting you. Come this way, she says. Something in her voice makes you freeze. It might be trouble. You notice something shiny tucked behind a tropical shrub, but you probably have to deal with the housekeeper before you can investigate it. You glimpse an art gallery beyond the solarium. There's Madam Webb. Optional challenge. Attempt to excuse yourself if you were level 2, I am, or higher on the psychic scale. Add +1 to your roll in addition to any challenge booster. Win, draw 39. Lose, draw 53. If you do not take the challenge, continue below. I will try. And I did it. 39. Large metal rod. It looks like a lightsaber. You calmly explain to the woman you'd rather not go with her, and she returns to tending her plants. You grab the shiny object before leaving and find it's warm to the touch. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item. You slip away to the art gallery. Keep this item, move forward 3 spaces on the psychic scale, and go to story card 32. I'm going to check this message. All right, I'm going to take a break here real quick. I will be back momentarily. I just have to check on a couple of things. And, oh, that was not what I wanted to turn live. Oh, well, that's fine. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Are you tired of toxic fandoms? Do you wish we could go back to being happy? So do we. We created the Happiness Patrol to get away from all of the toxicity in fandoms, in life. And so we decided we wanted to do a show, but something that makes us happy. And in our second season, that's movies that make us happy. So join myself, Cameron, Scott, Jessica, and Melanie on Happiness Patrol at youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow.
So what's your favorite Western? Is it this one or maybe one of these? Is it a revisionist Western, an anti-Western, or maybe it's an all-time classic? Whether your favorite Western is in black and white, vibrant Technicolor, a spaghetti Western, a neo-Western, a comedy, or maybe it's only really Western in spirit. Whatever it is, this is the podcast dedicated to determining the top 100 Westerns of all time. Every second Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's Horses on Film.
My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. This is the legend of the traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend.
I'm coming. Here we go. All right. Whoa. Almost falling off my seat here. Coffee's getting cold. All right. We are back. To go to story card 32. Stepping into the marble-floored art gallery, you are amazed by more than 100 gold-framed paintings, plus countless abstract modern sculptures on pedestals. Wow, the entire collection must be worth gazillions. Too bad you got no time to admire any of it. You're to keep moving. French doors lead to the study, and a doorway leads outside. You can see the pathway leading to an attached structure that appears to be a mother-in-law apartment. Yep, that's a very 80s statue. If you're level 2 or higher on the psychic scale, draw clue 54. It's a picture. It's part of a picture. If you walk through the French doors to the study, go to 33. If you take the path outside to the mother-in-law apartment, go to 46. I mean, it's wet outside, but it's wet outside here too, so I might as well go for 46. You take the pathway to a wooden apartment with a quaint front porch. No one appears to be home. You try the door and find that it's open. You enter a room that's entirely dark except for one candlelit corner where you see a leather desk chair turned away from you with someone sitting in it. The chair slowly swivels to reveal a chimpanzee wearing a monocle and holding a ballpoint pen. Looking you square in the eye. Uh-oh. Looks like you've interrupted his work. The chimp calmly places a pen on the desk and removes his monocle. He cracks his knuckles and stands up. It's go time, and this chimp is going for you. The chimp pounces. What? Why is it always chimps? It was a chimp in the first chapter, too. Required challenge. Fight the chimp. Lower the danger by 5 if you win. Raise the danger meter by 3 if you lose. All right. We will use my pocket knife. Gives me a +1. I succeed. Lower the danger meter. After the fight, the chimp scurries away. You notice that to your left, there's a large metal door, which looks completely out of place here. There's also a walkway leading towards what looks to be a study of the main house. If you open the metal door, go to story card 60. That's what we're going to do. No, we're not. We're not going to go to story card 60. Story card 60 is the elevator. There's no point in going to that. It is weird that the elevator comes out here. 33. Clearly also been to number 33. We are back to the people with the briefcases. I'm not going to bother. I've already got the clue, so I'm not going to take the optional challenge. Head down the hallway by going to 45. 45 takes me to 60, which is the end. Let's see what else we can find. There's got to be more stuff here. I don't know if I've done the upstairs hallway. Let's just see. I have not done the upstairs hallway, so we're going to do the upstairs hallway. Story card 39. Raise the danger meter by 2. The stairway leads up to a long hallway. A violet rug with tasseled edges runs the length of the hall, and strange abstract paintings line the walls. A vase of lilies sits on an ornate side table halfway down the hall. A gorgeous wooden piece with rich floral engravings on the front and sides. Without warning, a ghostly figure comes through the door up ahead on your right. The ghost doesn't acknowledge your presence as he rushes right through a closed door on the other side of the hall. The hallway seems colder than when you entered. Should you follow the ghostly figure, or perhaps inspect the room he came from? Optional challenge. Search the ornate table if you were level 2 or higher. I am. Add 1 to your roll. If you win, roll 38. 3. I win. 38. What did I say? It's 29. Did I say 38? Glass key. You open the drawer and find a book. The middle portions of its pages are cut away, and inside the hollow area sits a glass key. Perhaps you will find a use for this. Keep this item. Move forward 1 space on the psychic scale. Finish 39. Hey, I'm into a new color of psychic scale. We're into level 2. Oh, I've been doing that wrong. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think it mattered. I think I passed all of my stuff, but the glass key is a fragile situation from the get-go. It's true. No, I was saying I was number 2 on the psychic scale, not level 2. I just noticed that. So I've been cheating, but it hasn't actually impacted anything. If you follow the ghost, 59. If you try to see where the ghost came from, 36. We'll go to 36. You arrive in a large room with high ceilings and 5 billboard tables lined up in the center. 4 of the tables are lit by exquisite lamps suspended from above. Billiard balls are neatly racked on the 5th table, which sits in the shadows, as if waiting for a game to begin. A small bar stands against one wall. Atop the bar, 15 overturned crystal glasses are arranged to form a pyramid. There's a weirdly small door at the far side of the room. It seems to have been designed for a child, but you might be able to squeeze through it if you tried. You hear rain pattering against the skylight window, and it's nearly dusk outside. The rain appears to have started in earnest. I don't like this rainstorm thing. It keeps coming and going. If you're level 2 or higher on the psychic scale, draw clue 52. And I'm actually am this time. Properly, not just incorrectly. $52. It is another image. Optional challenge. Inspect the billiards table in the shadows. If you win, draw clue 33. I succeed. Bonus story choice. You find a switch, and the pool table turns over to reveal a strange motorized mechanism. Maybe it lowers the table down to the basement. Squeeze through the small door by going to story card 44. Or if you want to hop on the table and flip the switch, go to story card 52. Let's go to 44. I'm just curious one thing here. Entering a child's playroom, you find a giant overstuffed toy box resting against one wall. In the middle of the room stands a dollhouse, which appears to be a perfect replica of the Marsden house. As you approach the dollhouse, you notice the walls of the playroom are covered with shelves of porcelain and dolls, their eyes peering down at you. It's difficult to break their gaze. The eyes seem to draw you into the blackness of their dead stares. Trust me, porcelain dolls are creepy as hell. Not looking away, you feel yourself shrinking smaller and smaller. Soon the dolls seem to loom over you, even more frightening than before. Even though they never move from their perches, eventually you're the size of a doll yourself. You stand on the playroom floor beside the replica of the Marsden house. From where you stand, you can see the front doors of the dollhouse. Enter the dollhouse by going to story card 49. This is extra weird. The dollhouse entryway has doors leading into a dining room, a parlor, and a bedroom. Before you can think about where you should go next, something distracts you. There's a force at work here, a presence you can't ignore. Something or someone seems to be calling you, drawing you onward. You can tell this dollhouse is the hub of psychic energy, a nexus of weird power. You'll need to stay sharp. There's the inside of the dollhouse. If you go to the dollhouse dining room, go to story card 35. If you go to the dollhouse parlor, 57. If you go to the dollhouse bedroom, 41. Let's go to the bedroom. The dollhouse bedroom is filled with miniature furnishings, which are now full-size to you. A cozy chair, a dresser, a lamp, and a bed. Lying in the bed, its head on a pillow, is a stuffed mouse. It's so lifelike. You catch yourself thinking you should step quietly so you don't wake it up. Your psychic senses start to pulse. You get the feeling something very important is hidden in this room. Optional free action. If you were at least level 3 or higher on the psychic scale, I'm not. Draw clue 50. There's the mouse on the bed. If you go into the dollhouse dining room, go to 35. You go to the parlor, 57. 35. Seated at the head of the dollhouse dining room table is a doll wearing a crown. It's a doll king with oddly compelling glass eyes. They sparkle with the kind of dark power. As you look into those eyes, you sense a strange tingle in your mind. This doll is reaching out to you mentally. You don't know why, but you feel he wants to fight you. On the plane of pure thought, you sense this could help strengthen your psychic abilities. Around the dining room table, 2 doors lead to the other rooms inside the dollhouse. Optional challenge. Overpower the doll king with your mind. If you win, draw clue 56. If you lose, raise the danger meter by 3. You can try again. Sure, let's try it. Oh, I still got this thing sitting here. Four, I win. Draw 56. 56. You project your thoughts at the little king, like light through a magnifying glass. You focus on the doll's mind, narrowing your thoughts into a tight beam. Finally, when you can hardly take any more, the doll blinks. You won. Keep this card, move forward 2 spaces on the psychic scale. Finish story card 35. 2. If you go to the parlor, go to 57. If you go to the bedroom, 41. Well, I've been to the bedroom, and I'm still not at level 3 psychically, so let's go back to the parlor. 57. I feel like this might get me, hopefully might bump me up a little bit more in the psychic scale. A piano takes up one corner of the dollhouse parlor. A doll sits on the piano bench wearing a crown and a rich red gown, hands poised above the keys. This is the doll queen. Even though her back is turned, you feel as though she's daring you to face her in some kind of bizarre piano contest of the mind. Perhaps accepting the queen's unusual challenge and defeating her will increase your psychic skills. You notice a painting above the piano. It depicts a solarium, and it is so spellbindingly realistic you can't help but reach your hand to touch it. You're amazed when your hand disappears into the painting. and you can touch the solarium on the other side. This painting is a magical portal, and you might be the only way out of this dollhouse. Optional challenge: battle the doll queen in a psychic piano duel. All right. 2. I fail. Raise the danger meter by 3, and I can try again. 1, 2, 3. I need a 5 or a 6. 5! 30. The queen's hand don't move, but you hear her incredible piano playing swirl through the parlor, as fast as the wind. Now it's your turn. Reaching out to the piano with your brain, you weave notes into an intricate manic waltz, even faster and more beautiful than the queen's. Your music dances through the room. The queen's crown falls to the floor. You bested her. You win. Keep this card. Move forward 2 spaces on the psychic scale. 1, 2. If you go to the dining room, if you go to the dollhouse, if you have clue 50 and want to enter the magical portal, draw clue 47. I don't. If you do not have clue 50 and you want to enter the magical portal, draw clue 50. I'm going to just check. This is not in the spirit of the game, but I'm going to go through and look here. Where is it? No, it was probably one of these. I can't find where that was. Bedroom was 41. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go back to the bedroom, pick up clue 50. I'm 1 off. I'm going to cheat. I'm right on this cusp of level 3. I'm going to take it. Marsden family ring. You sneeze, awakening the mouse, which scurries away. In the bed, you see it was sleeping on top of the Marsden family ring. In your tiny state, it's as big as a truck tire. You must roll it to move it. Your psychic senses tell you this is an important item. Keep it. Move your psychic scale forward by 1. There. Now I'm in level 3. And I'm not cheating anymore. Clue 47. You'll have to use all your might to throw the ring through the portal before jumping through to the other side, where you sense the portal's magic will surely return you to normal size. Required challenge. Throw the ring through the portal. Win, lower the danger meter by 2, and draw 55. Lose, raise the danger meter by 1 and try again. Do I have anything that will help me with that? I have a large wooden dowel. I can use that to give myself a +2. I fail. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I win. Thank you, large wooden dowel. Draw clue 55. You take a deep breath and jump into the portal. Pins and needles sensation spreads over your body as you travel the dimensional pathway. When you reach the other side, you're standing in the solarium you saw in the picture. You return to your normal size. Go to story card 48. This is the old lady again. We will go with her this time, I think. You do not take the challenge. So, attempt to excuse yourself as an optional challenge. If you rudely run away to the art gallery, choose 32. If you ignore her and leave through the solarium door, go to card 55. We will go to 55. You start to leave, but the woman senses your fear. She smiles again and begins to fade. You can see right through her now. Her shadowy shape wavers and shifts, billowing like a hazy cloud. In seconds, she's taken a new form, a Union general. He has a heavy whip in one hand, and the other hand is clenched a fist. The plants around the room grow to become 10 feet tall. Even in the darkness, you can tell they are Venus flytraps. But at this size, they won't be content with flies. The general has a crazed look in his eyes, though he's suffering from a sudden fit of rage. You think, can you challenge the authority of Henry Marsden? He shouts, he snaps his whip on the floor 3 times, and all the giant Venus flytraps move towards you. With every shred of his ghostly power, Marsden snaps the whip at your feet. The force of the violent cracks is so mighty it sends you sailing backwards, directly into the maw of one of the hungry plants. The Venus flytrap takes 3 quick bites and 1 slow gulp. You no longer exist. The end. Move back 1 space on the psychic scale, and return to card 48. Run away to the art gallery, page 32. Stepping onto the marble-floored art gallery, you're amazed by more than 100 gold paintings. We've been through this. French doors lead to the study, and a doorway leads outside. You can see a pathway attached to the structure that appears to be the mother-in-law apartment. If you're level 2 or higher on the psychic scale, draw clue 54. 52, 54. I've already got that. If you walk through into the study, go to page 33. You go to the mother-in-law apartment, 46. Let's see if I've done 33 yet. I have done 33. I'm going to go to the mother-in-law apartment, 46. You take the pathway to a wooden apartment, quaint front porch. Chimp pounces. Fight the chimp. I forgot about the chimp. +1 on a pocket knife. I have to roll a 4, 5, or 6. 5. I win. If you open the metal doors, go to story card 60. 60 is the end of the story. Well, the end of the chapter. So I'm going to end it there. That gets me to the basement. So next chapter will be chapter 3. For those of you who are just joining me, I've been playing House of Danger, a choose-your-own-adventure game from Z-Man Games. I'm just going to check on the Twitches here, see if there's something good here. Oh, Panda's up there. All right. So, that's an hour. So that works out about what you're supposed to for these games. It says about an hour per chapter. If I was playing with multiple players, it probably would take about an hour. I yapped a bit before we started, so a little under an hour. That's about right. It's earlier than I would have hoped, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and raid Panda Angel on the Twitch. So if you are on Twitch, you can join me there. Twitch.tv/therathole DOTCA. I might start another live stream on this channel in a few minutes and just play some video games. I have some time to kill, so I might just do that. I might not. We'll see what time I can kill. In the meantime, if you're new around here, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you are on YouTube, you can join me on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, you can join me on YouTube. Both are the Rathole DOTCA, the rathole.ca, but YouTube does not like URLs on URLs. You can also find me on every other Monday, Horses on Film, youtube.com/@horsesonfilm, where we talk the 100 best Western movies of all time, using the IndieWire 2024 list as our guide. Next episode, I don't remember what it is, but it drops on Monday, so you can join me there. You can also join me on Happiness Patrol, youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow, where we eschew all things toxic and talk about something that makes us happy. This season, it's films that make us happy. And our next episode is the first Thursday of July, and that is Labyrinth. Or did I just do Labyrinth? Did we do Labyrinth? I don't remember. I don't even remember where we are. I think it's Labyrinth is next. So you can join us then. You can also join me on Tuesdays on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And until next time, making lunch. If you come back, I'll join on. Thanks, Timescales. I will see you possibly in a bit. Until next time, thank you again, and good gaming, and goodbye.